This is the 160 wide for one of our riders on the team. This has a pretty interesting shape to it. It doesn't look super tapered and super directional, and it really isn't, but it feels a little bit more than it is, and you can see the review above and what have you. But you can see it's got pretty big nose, pretty minimized tail, but the widths are similar. I think there's only like 6 mil of taper or something like that. Yet it feels a little more tapered, a little more directional, a little more surfy than you would think for its specs. But it's, you know, it's in there, in that area. But you can see here, you have this tapered underbite, and it kind of comes in right here, right before the inserts, and then, you know, follows along with the side cut. And then as the side cut comes back up, it indents in again and then comes up again and out. And let me give you a look here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty cool. And then you can kind of see how the side cut plays on the table here. It seems, you know, a little on the deeper side. And that's a trait with some Yes boards. They have deeper side cuts and it makes them more fun, more turny. And then let's lay it down here on the table. You can see there's a decent camber profile. It seems like there's just been like over the last few years, just a subtle augmentation in some Yes boards, like the Pick Your Line, where it just gets a little more camber, but still maintains that early rise in the nose that you can see here and in the tail. So it's still forgiving, but it just has maybe a touch more drive. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the stance width over the inserts, because a lot of people have been asking for that so they can figure out if their boots fit. Again, this is the 160 wide, and with the 160 wide, off the very back insert, you're looking at probably almost 27.5 centimeters. And then off the front insert, you're looking at probably about 26.7, around there, give or take a few mil. It's not perfect. And then you're looking about almost 27 off the front. And then just about 27.8 off the very front. And now if you want to, I've ridden this board so many years, and almost every Pick Your Line that I've tried is the same. If you're to set it all the way back, with the 160 wide, you're looking at 23 inches. With my 159, it's 22.5. But with this at 23 inches, with traditional disc bindings, not mini disc, you can get a little further back with mini disc, but not by much. You're looking at a difference between nose to the back insert and tail to the back insert of 5 inches. So from center of board, you're only looking at 2.5 inches back, which isn't massive for a freeride board. Like in comparison to the Jones flagship, you're looking at 6 inches and 3. But somehow, some way, this nose, the way it planes, this early rise in the nose, this minimized tail, just, you know, I think it's only like 6 millimeters narrower than the nose, but there's so much more volume in the nose and so much less volume in the tail that the tail sinks very easy. And then you combine that early rise and everything. I don't know what's going on there, but this thing floats like a champ for what it is. So then you factor in a pretty fast base. I really like this base. It's kind of on the upper end. It's not the fastest I've ever tried. It's definitely on the higher end of the spectrum though, for sure. It's definitely up here. You know, like here's the highest. It's kind of like, you know, right there. But all in all, this Pick Your Line is such a fun, directional, tapered, fun ride that really just works for somebody who's looking for kind of a one board solution that they can take a mostly directional approach to riding groomers and be ready for powder, be ready for any kind of condition you want to ride in.